We are live. Okay. Thanks everyone for joining us. This is The Shade's Tale. We're playing Ironclaw 2nd Edition. I am here with an intrepid band of unflappable furries who are currently trekking into the very heart of an evil forest filled with undead and other unspeakable horrors. But before we get there, let's do the recap and then let's do our character intros. And yeah. So, last time we found ourselves, we had just finished a long sea voyage and made it to South Point, the town located kind of at one of the southern points, south of Triskellion. And from there, you guys gathered some information. You learned that many of the people of South Point believed the reports of necromantic activity were naught but rural superstition. However, they do know of the Dustwood, a forest to the north that has strange clouds of ash that come from these petrified trees, and they do say it's dangerous to travel there, so you guys were sold some goggles that reportedly would help in such circumstances, and you also heard some rumors of a farming village on the outskirts of the Dustwood called Bloomshire. Bloomshire is strange. Strange people live there, and don't go there. But you guys went there, irregardless, and when you got to the place, you found that the fields were ready for a harvest, although you saw no signs of actual farming going on. No farm animals, no farmers in the fields, only strange scarecrows stationed here and there, lifeless and motionless. And as you made it to the town, you found that the people of the town were indeed very strange. Many of them were elderly. None of them seemed to be farmers of any real description. And although all of them have a kind of melancholy about them, they were all quite excited that you had come and that you were interested in staying. They wanted you to stay until tomorrow when there was some sort of supposed festival that was going to happen.
Yes.
But you all got the heebie-jeebies, especially those of you who stayed outside the village until nightfall, who saw the scarecrows come to life and begin to converge on you. And you guys fought them off, turned them away with some consecrated ground that the doctor managed to pull off. And it was unmistakable that these scarecrow creatures were actually undead who had been enslaved and were being used to till the fields. When you accused the villagers of this necromancy, they said that they were, it had nothing to do with them. They had powerful patrons of the town who basically had gifted them these strange otherworldly workers, and that this was beyond their ken. At which point, Adris and Connor decided that these folks were breaking the law of the land and the laws of morality and ethics in being complicit in this necromantic plot. And you had discussed sending word to Three Corners Fort and having the authorities come and arrest the people of the village. To which they were none too happy. But again, they're commoners, they're peasants, and they're kind of outclassed and outgunned in this situation, seeing as you guys have more military firepower in half your party than the entire village has put together. So,
you have back knocking the door.
Yeah,
sorry?
they were kind of sad they were going to be arrested for their crimes against nature.
Yeah, well, you would be too.
Question up front, though, while we're going over a recap.
Yeah.
Are we going to roll our regulars, or since we're basically in the middle of a situation or are we going to go with what we had last time?
We can stick with what we had last time. This is kind of in a turning point, and this is not an area where you would necessarily have... Your irregulars probably wouldn't, bugger off in this town, which we've established is really creepy, and there's not much to do here.
Yeah, screw you guys. I'm going to go wander off into the haunted fields for the undead. I can do better than you.
The best they could probably do is get themselves lost and separated at night in a place where we have already seen there are undead who will attack you. So it's not a great time for that. But yeah, there's a couple of NPCs you came across, and I'm going to recount them now as well. You will recall that you are traveling with Sicurio and Colette. Sicurio, of course, the Grey Fox, noble merchant, codger, and Colette, who is the boar, former abbess of Harmony, who is, she's a tough cookie. Who else did we have? You guys met Isidore, who is the male lion innkeeper of Bloomshire, who is sort of a tall, scrawny, gaunt fellow who runs the inn. You also came across Elaine, who is the female skunk librarian, who is the one who was mainly arguing with you over the ethics and the legality of what it is that they're doing. And yeah, so that's probably the two that are around you right now as we start today's adventure.
Well, Elaine is the only one who's around us right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Isidora's back at the...
Yeah, she's the one that I shouted out that this town has been disavowed, disenfranchised, disestablished, whatever I said. She's the one I shouted it out, and then we went marching off.
Gotcha, okay. So, that's where we left off. So let's do our character introductions and review our goals for today. And we can start with Ark. Start with you.
Hello, I'm Mark Lloyd. I play Connor Levere de Econovis, the Brazen Raccoon Knight. His motto is one hand washes the other, and I need a moment to check my goals here.
No trouble. I can tell you the ones that I have written down.
I found them.
You found them?
Cover the Rinaldi sword, help Sicurio atone for past sins, and thwart the necromancer's plot.
That's what I got too. Okay. So next up we've got Griffin.
Yep, it's me. I'm playing Anonymous, the Armadillo Almoner. His motto is first do no harm, second get paid, and I've gone ahead and purchased True Leader. I can now give people focus.
Nice.
Wow. You all aren't getting hurt enough, so I gotta use my dice for something.
It's funny that you could heal people with your leadership, with your rally dice, before you could actually give them focus.
I can do just about anything here with rally. You got a negative affliction? It's gone.
You can rally people out of being on fire.
Yeah.
Wow. You can
but
shout
can you
people.
Rally people out of death?
Yes.
Okay.
Dying. I don't think you bought Lazarus Heart yet.
I have it.
Oh, you have Lazarus Heart. Perfect. All right, you can raise the dead.
Wait, did you say I have it or I haven't?
I have it.
I'm still not... let's move on.
Okay.
It'll be a surprise. Yeah, so next we've got Rafferty.
Hello, world. Norman Rafferty, he, him, but today I'm playing Anushka, she, her, the microbat messenger, where my motto is no fear, serve with joy. Except I don't have no joy with these people. It's like, you yelling at us. We just wanted to race the dead and live for free off of their horrible stuff. You don't know that person in the unknowable force in the woods wants to destroy us all. You don't know that. It's like...
Okay.
This does not spark my joy.
This is not sparking joy for you. It's got to go.
No.
Okay. Last but not least, we've got Theta.
Address Guard, Guerrilla Dilettante, Bod, Rake, Procurer, Merchant, leader of the Achromic Gang. Motto is by strength and guile.
Okay, I like it. And also, in just general, we'll recall that we are here in an attempt to stop the Necromancer's plot, as we said. So, so let's talk about exactly what's happening now.
Well, I want to move with what I said during the intervening week between the games that you brought up, because that wasn't actually said during a gameplay session. But you mentioned sending a message to Three Corners. That was brought up in the week between, and I would actually like to bring that up now.
Yeah.
The idea of me sending a letter is preposterous. I would not have time to write a note, so instead I think what I would do is probably give my signet ring to one of my flying followers and have them deliver a message verbally for me. But again, they are nowhere near as geographically informed as Anushka here, so I feel like they would probably need to be guided. And Anushka, of course, should not get anywhere actually near Three Corners Fort, because that would be disastrous as well.
Yeah.
They missed me last time. I doubt their aim is any better.
Sure, but lucky shots, you know. You miss all the shots you don't take.
You never hear the bullet with your name on it.
Yeah. So you probably get within, I don't know, horizon distance of Three Corners Fort, and then let my messenger continue on the way and meet us back. But we've got to keep moving as well, though, because, who the hell knows how many undead come down upon us.
Yeah.
There's more dead every day.
Okay. So I'm trying to do a little bit of math here to determine the average flight speed of an African sparrow. I've got 16 leagues as the...
No, vampire bat.
As the bat flies.
Fruit bat. What bat are you again?
She's a microbat. Well, I mean...
I'm a microbat, which means I'm a
Anushka's
carnivore.
There were 3 varieties, I guess 2. They were both wrong.
Yeah, we had to put vampire bats in the book, even though they're in South America, because people ask for it.
Vampire.
And the new random macro, I have all varieties of all the omnibus creatures in there. Black bears, brown bears. 3 varieties of bats.
Bears who climb on rocks. Big bears, little bears, even bears with chicken pox.
Different type of shrews.
Oh my. Okay. So, I'm sorry, because my brain is still waking up. The math portion of my brain is resisting me this morning.
Just do your time and beat to the hammer beat.
Yeah, right, just...
I did not pass Parappa the Rappa. You mind that?
So yeah, so it's like 6 leagues in a day for overland travel?
Of course, Anushka's a flyer.
Usually, if it's ideal, it's 1 square a day, so 6 leagues.
Right, okay. Flyers, though, what are we doing? Half of that? A third of that?
I always say ideal terrain. That means like roads. Like if it's not a road, it's less than 6 leagues a day. So if they're flyers, they always have ideal terrain because the sky is great.
Right. Okay, so it would still be an average of 6 leagues a day if you're a flyer. Okay. Then at 16, we're looking at 2 days travel to Triskellion and back. So Anushka, if you're going to travel with them, you're going to be 2 days late to whatever the party is over here.
I mean, if I'm traveling with them, I might want to go slower so they can keep up, because pushing further requires endurance rolls. I have a lot of endurance.
Hold on, let me see.
So basically, we would be gone for 4 days. Are you sure shouldn't we just go raid the? Oh, you want to get an army before we raid the place? Is that right?
Well, no, we're actually going there now because we don't have the time. It's just that I want them to show up at some point.
Okay, well, why don't
can
you just
do something to give them direction so they don't get lost?
I can advise them, which will give them a bonus D12.
I mean, that's fine too. I was throwing out the you going with them because that was my opening gambit because I didn't know what ability you had to help.
No, well, like anything else, I can assist a skill roll, so I can give them directions for flyers and tell them which way to go, which would give them bonus D12, and then we can send them off and they can go make endurance rolls on their own.
Yeah, be one of the fruit bat hunters, I think. I don't think I got Rutherford with me, do I?
Right. Since they're overlanders, they would probably have 1 skill die, so that would be 2 dice plus my die would be 3 dice. They could either rote and just take 1 success, or they could just fly. But in any event, it would be about 4 or 5 days before we heard back.
Yeah, I would send probably Jackie. She's got endurance.
I was about to make a joke about fruit bats hunting their fruit, but then again, this is Ironclaw.
So, reload the guns. Make peace, which reminds me, I guess the good doctor should lead us in a prayer so we can make peace with the afterlife. That's you, Griffin.
Griffin?
Sorry, I'm in the middle of dying. I can't really quite give you a prayer right now.
But yeah, and because I think you recharge consecrate. So the goal is to, if you're gonna die on the consecrated ground, because now we're getting into desecrated ground.
Preferably,
Indeed.
just avoid dying.
Okay.
It comes to us all.
Yeah, but in its own time.
No, for some people it comes early.
Like I said, try to avoid that.
Eyes
open.
open. A good plan.
Well, wait, not eyes all the way open, though, because this place is filled with
All right.
dust, and that's really an irritant.
I was this close to thinking, well, I can just buy necromancy so I could deal with this, but I'm not doing that.
Alright, but I guess in terms of consecrate, we get one.
Yeah, so
And
hold it for the
only
battle.
one. So, wherever you guys want to do your last stand, make sure it's a good place for it.
You remember the last Starfighter?
Oh yeah, well that's right. I'll just pick me up and spin me around while I'm firing fulgration. It'll be a death blossom.
That's what I'm
It'll be
saying.
great.
Your consecration in this respect is our death blossom. We wait until they're closing in. Keep holding. We need them in that final circle so they'll all be terrified. Keep holding.
Okay.
There
Yeah.
we go. That's
So-
fine.
That's the plan. You guys have a plan, so nothing could possibly go wrong. You will recall that if you're setting out tonight, the scheme here is specifically that you're going to catch them unawares because you are not giving them an opportunity to hear about your approach. So, if you're setting out now, you'll be as stealthy as you could be, pressing into the woods. But yeah, so is Jackie gonna make a roll to deliver this message?
But right now, sure. I mean, what's the roll again?
It would be body and
I know
I think it's
endurance
just
was thrown out.
body and endurance. I
Weather
don't know what else
sense
it would
doesn't
be
come
though.
into play here
skill-wise.
since she's a flyer.
Okay, yeah, it could be body and weather sense. That right?
Yep.
That's a typical fly.
Well, I mean,
flight
she
roll.
has endurance or weather sense. I'm asking if it's part of the roll or
But-
not.
It don't roll it where we can see it, so it doesn't matter. So because we wouldn't know.
Well, no, I mean, I can
Oh, I
whisper to
see.
GM, so. I'm asking what the dice are in the roll.
Yeah,
You assisted with the D. I mean, we're not getting any help from Raph here.
yeah. You got so Raph is assisting.
No, I meant
I guess.
out of character, we're not getting help from Raph. He's not going to help us tell us what we need.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but still, I mean, typically he'd have to. I assume Anushka would roll for that too. I guess this is weird because it's not really like.
I think Anushka was eroding to
To
giving the
make
help.
this go faster, I was going to say, look, I can just rote. I've got like 4 dice. I'll rote.
Okay,
Here's the bonus D12. My assist bonus is D12 as I am a team player.
there you go. All right, so you got a D12. She'll take. Yeah,
There you go, then.
gotcha.
And
2 successes.
conveniently, it's off the top of the roll since the rules in the Roll20 have been reset. It's all blank
Yeah.
white on here, so even the chat doesn't know.
Yeah. Okay.
But I know.
All right. Cool. So I'll just note that down, and Jackie will take off into the night. So you guys are currently. You still have, I don't know, Bloomshire is basically asleep. It seems that even their nocturnal village members do not like to be outdoors or out of their houses at night in this town, so it's pretty darn quiet
But
here.
we're not in Bloomshire.
Where are you?
Remember, we're outside of Bloomshire. We went right from the scene of the battle towards...
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. That's why the only
Right.
person we had contact with was the skunk librarian.
Yeah, so the way that I'm picturing this is you're out in the fields between I mean you don't actually have to go back in through the town if you want to, but there's like the fields. If this was zoned combat, you've got the fields, you've got the town, and then you've got the edge of the forest. So you could go back through the town to get into the forest. There's paths that lead there from the town, or you could cut around the fields and
I guess for some reason I thought we were over here. I thought we were on that side.
Oh, no.
So when I was imagining it, Bloomshire, well, I think you described something about the road in the town itself.
Mm-hmm.
Opposite of the thing. So I was imagining we were heading south, southeast into the forest, and not, as it turns out, northwest into the forest.
Yeah. Yep. So you're still outside the forest, but you don't have to be. If you want, you guys can charge right in, right? Is that the plan? No lasting regrets?
Well, again, Adris is terrified that there's thousands of undead heading in our direction. Truthful or not.
Right. Okay.
Or I guess an honest appraisal of the situation or not.
Well, you guys have made your decisions. Jackie seems kind of relieved that she's been sent on a task that puts her far, far away from this endeavor.
I don't know why. I would have ended that situation with come back.
I guess so. Well, hopefully, maybe she hopes to come back with reinforcements, or I don't know. But the earliest she will come back is going to be at least a few days. Well, depending on the role that she made. So
marking off my signet ring.
Right. Also good idea. Okay. So as you guys enter into the Dustwood, and you'll recall that it is also deep night at this point. So those of you without some sort of night vision or familiarity with the forest are going to
remember that winter is straining.
Winter is what now?
Straining.
What does that mean?
That he is projecting light.
Gotcha. Okay. So yeah, you do have like that. You are.
That's also a situation that we left off last session with. That winter was straining.
How long does that last?
Until he stops guarding.
Oh, okay.
That's why I'm calling it straining.
Thaumaturgy is nice like that.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. So you do have light sources, but it is still quite creepy in this wood. Hi, kitten, don't mess with mine. Mike is off limits. Okay. Sorry, give me a second. I need to check my notes.
Yeah, the assumption being that we were all moving as a group in the immediacy of the situation. Since, all the undead of the fields are, except the ones that we terrified away, are seemingly moving in upon us. Adris says it in his head that there's thousands of undead out there. It's a big fish story that keeps getting bigger every time Adris stops and thinks about it. There's hundreds of them out there. There's a couple hundred of them out there. There's 1,000. Thousands of them are out there.
Yep. I mean, why not? Could be. So, as unnerving as the still and quiet fields were as you cross into the wooded fringes of the Dustwood, you feel even more unnerved. The wind has stopped, but still things move in the darkness. The terrain is uneven, and every 100 paces or so, you smell ash in your nose, and you can find, or you come across one of these strange petrified trees around which clings sort of this cloud of ash that not only burns your nose and stings your eyes, it makes traveling harder because circumnavigating it obviously is going to add additional time to your route, but also it has a strange quieting effect, sort of like walking through heavy snow at night, where all the sounds become sort of like dampened, somewhat muted, and this effect seems to permeate the woods, which is even more unnerving than being able to hear the strange movements and critters in the darkness.
Are the masks helping against the thing?
Yeah, if you have,
goggles.
if you're wearing the goggles, they will keep the ash out of your eyes as you draw close to these things. They don't really help with your visibility so much, but you know that without them, you would probably be blind, were you in the thick of one of these clouds. So, it's less than an hour. It's 30 minutes, and your irregulars and your hangers-on are getting more and more agitated and jumpy. And finally, from the rear of your party, you hear a scream let out. Who is taking up the backmost position of your traveling group?
Are we supposed to be on a map?
We're not on a map right now.
Okay, good.
I'm painting a word picture.
Well, so, Sir Connor, are you our vanguard?
Well, so technically Connor has, well, I don't know if this is true. His environment, his natural habitat is forest, and he has night vision. So if anyone was going to lead the party, he'd be a good possibility.
So I'm assuming it's Connor and his men. The makeup, we're all mostly fighting.
I think Gar and gang would be right behind because he was leading the effort.
Yeah, and our entourage are mostly warriors, right?
No.
So I guess a couple float the entourage in the back then.
Okay.
Of course, none of you are going to slow down your lives for my entourage. I got it. I hear it.
Well, I don't want to ask people to be in the front if they're not blooded warriors.
Makes sense.
The middle of the pack is the one that needs to be protected, so...
Well, yeah, no, my people all... That's why I said that my gang is right behind Connor's, and I'm always surrounded by my people because we're moving in that way since Winter is next to me. And
all right, well then, and how is the entourage armed?
3 of them have bow. Well, I guess 2 of them now have bows, and the rest of them are swords.
Okay, so sword and board.
No, just swords.
Okay, because we might want to designate somebody to be a torch carrier.
Again, it's Winter is straining.
Yeah, right now Winter is giving off an aura of light.
Okay, so we only have one light source, and it's Winter. So if they go down, we lose the light.
I guess also, I forget what the range of this thing is, but you do have a party of like 20 people.
It's also the range is only 12 paces.
Yeah, I think it would make sense that other people might carry
you've seen on the map
as well.
As you've seen on the previous battle map, that 12 paces covers the entire party.
Well, I don't want to stop everything for 15 minutes. I'm saying, like, hey, I'm suggesting we might want to have a second light source. If you say no, it's fine. We go.
Well, I'm saying no from my side. Winter's covering everybody in my group.
Who actually has secondary light sources? I used to have storm lanterns. I don't anymore.
Sorry.
Well, what's Connor's entourage?
Mostly horse crusaders. That's what it is.
So you're crusaders, and they're all crusaders.
Yes.
Okay. Is Potter with us?
Yes.
What about Potter? What's Potter's occupation?
Farmer and knight.
Farmer.
I'm sorry? I didn't hear
Farmer and knight.
Okay. Well, does Potter want to carry a torch then?
He could.
Yeah. I mean, we can get a light source, as in, before we leave town, we walk into one of the houses, grab their lantern, and leave. And if they try to stop us, just give me an excuse.
I'm also, we don't have to get that granular, but I'm assuming if you guys are traveling with like tents and camping equipment, you also are traveling with some kind of a light source.
Well, probably not lanterns, but we'll grab a few, if there's wind and stuff. But yeah, and I will also carry a light source, a torch, because I'm here to serve. And if I rush into a fight, I'd like you to see where I am.
I mean, assuming that dead you doesn't carry also with the lantern when you get back up to kill us.
Well, all I plan to do is as little dying as possible. So
There we go. We're on plan then.
So let's wander in, because we also should be spread out, because a group, people know this, a group of targets is up to 12 people, all of which are within 4 paces of each other. So if you don't all want to be hit by a group effect, you have to spread out.
That's a very good point. I guess so are you guys traveling in a tight formation or a loose formation?
I think we're only having 2 waves. Connor and his entourage are the first wave, and everyone else is in the second.
Okay. All right. In that case, for the people in the second wave,
the light source.
Gotcha.
I mean, if you look
Connor
back
also
at
can see in the dark.
If you look back at the previous battle map, that's literally how my formation is. It's still we're traveling that way. And so I guess whoever else has joined my formation is in that.
I'm in the process of copying this stuff over.
Oh, I copied him. I copied my my formation as well for whenever you decide to move maps, so that I could base myself. I'm
trying to do this surgical operation while we discuss all of this, but yeah. So to reiterate here, so the as you guys were traveling, those in the second formation, which I guess would be in Adris's guard, the people at the back, which maybe I can use this.
One of them in bright light and in arm's reach of one another.
Yeah. Well, one of them lets out a shriek. It looks like maybe... Well, Jackie's not there, so maybe Ruthard?
It would be Ruthard or Tara.
Yeah, lets out a shriek.
Because they're covering the back with their bows pointed backwards, so...
Yeah. Maybe he even looses an arrow suddenly in fright, and as you investigate what he's just pointing a shaking paw south of you into the darkness. I don't know why these tokens are smaller than the grid that we're on.
Which I guess only reinforces Adris's fear. Because they're coming from the south, that means that the undead forces are closing in on us, since we're heading northwest.
Indeed. Oh. Okay.
If this isn't the moment that we're actually getting jumped by something, and he's just frighteningly shooting into the woods, now's probably the time to try to enforce some discipline.
Well, we don't know that yet. I mean, we literally have Red telling us that he's setting up a map, so I'm assuming that this is the jump point.
Right.
Otherwise, we're in a hazy wait-and-see moment to see if I have to yell at somebody or...
Alright, so that's all Gar's group, so I guess I'm sort of like at the head of your group here.
Oh, see, I didn't know we had switched maps. See, the thing is that until Rafferty had said, hey, all of Connor's group is in the front, I thought I was in the front, so...
Well, we can figure this out. This is part of the reason why I'm pulling the map up.
Rafferty had some salient points with, hey, Connor can see in the dark and his group is filled with fighters, so it's like, oh yeah, okay, I'm not going to argue with that.
I don't want to put your people at risk. Also, you've got wizards and ranged guys. If you want to move some of your guys in the front, just put them in the front. Just do it.
No, I'm moving as a group. I'm saying that until you had said that, I thought that I was in front because I'm like, hey, let's go! And then...
Alright, so Theta, is this the formation you want them to be in?
Yeah, that's what they are. That's what they were before, and that's what we are. Except I've deleted Jackie, because Jackie is obviously flying towards Triskellion.
Right.
Off on a secret mission
that everyone knows about.
Sure, yeah.
Connor's taking a net formation. Very good.
I like it. Well, this is also a good time for the idea of the grouping, right? Like, technically, it's within near pace, although I guess still Connor's whole party is still within a group. Adris's party is very clearly within a group because they're basically touching shoulders.
Yeah, Anushka, did you want to move closer to the group, or were you just like hanging out in the woods?
Anushka's got her lantern. She's also got echolocation, so I guess she could probably make it
but
without.
I'm gonna
Although
carry a lantern because if I zoom in,
You guys can't see Winter's
where is he? Here he
color
is.
folds, right?
And
I'm
we're going
assuming
north.
you can't because I didn't want to interfere with the map stuff.
This is the direction we're headed.
to the north on this map, yes.
Yeah.
Because Winter's light is extended all the way out to Anton and Potter. So.
Yeah, this is a small map.
Yeah, it is.
I'm just pointing
I
out
wanted
that if
kind
you're
of a larger
carrying
one, but-
if you're carrying a torch or a lantern, it would be more necessary, or it would be more pragmatic to be out there near Connor than it would be to be here.
Actually, wait, I can probably do this in a way that will not screw up
Sir
everything.
Connor if Sir Connor asks for light, I will provide.
Remember also, Sir Connor is pretending to be a lowborn person right now.
Well, yes, but Sir Connor, if you ask for light, I will provide.
He already has light with Potter's holding the torch.
So we're good.
Okay. I'm trying a map. A surgical map resizing here.
Oh boy.
Cat is fascinated by what I'm doing. If only she knew.
For the first time in a while, I've let mine in the room, so she's in the back behind me on the bed. Can't see
yeah.
it because my chair is blocking her.
Such cat privilege.
The problem is that she hangs out outside, so she's bringing fleas in the house. So that
Oh.
means that she's bringing fleas right onto my bed.
Yup. Yup. That's that cat life. I with save. Boom. Yeah.
Hey.
All
go.
right. I can get rid of these tree
And the
tokens.
extra trees. Yeah.
The extra trees can go. Get out of
And then I
here.
guess we just need to shift a little bit back onto the road.
Yeah, if you guys want to. I mean, there are some hills on the left and right of this map, but now this is a little bit
What road?
better size.
Well, there's obviously like a more beaten path than like the empty,
I
than
think
like the dense foliage here.
I think that's just, runoff from the edge of the cliff. Doesn't look like
Yeah,
a
it's
road
just
at all.
hills and things. Yeah.
Mm,
Because it
maybe.
kind of, if you scroll down, it dead ends. Just nowhere. It's just part of the cliff.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So who is Ruthard again? Ruthard?
He's the Raven, I want to say. Hold on, wait. Just one scroll down. He's my Raven Ranger.
Gotcha. Okay. Ooh, Ranger. Okay. So he points into the darkness. He says, I saw it. I saw eyes. I swear. 2 pinpricks of light. And he's pointing down in a thiswardly direction. But as you look into the darkness, you see nothing. Do you plan to press on or investigate?
Well, I mean, south is behind us, so long as we
Indeed.
continue moving faster than whatever he saw.
Yes. Are you picking up the pace then?
Orders are to pick up the pace. Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds like it.
All right then. So you redouble your efforts. Connor, you are pressing through. You hit another one of these strange petrified trees, and the cloud of dust blocks your path. But you try to skirt around the edges of it, not getting too deep into its center, but also not letting it delay you, as now you know that you are pursued, at which point I would like you and your party to give me a skill check. And the check in question is going to be mind and speed, plus observation and supernatural, plus if the habitat is forest, then your species as well.
Just counters group up front, right?
Yeah.
I was about to say. Thank God. There's too many of us back here.
Yeah.
Okay. And you'll be rolling against a D8 and a D10, but because you have night vision, that will be reduced.
I do have to check. Alright.
I'm actually going to do it this way. D8 and
This was
I
just
guess
for
we-
Connor's group, though.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
D8, D8. Oh, wow.
So I guess, Anushka, you
Fix
could move
this.
up to
Okay.
Connor's group if you wanted to go ahead and help them out.
If Connor calls for me, I will move forward.
Right, but this
Right.
roll is only for Connor's group, so if you want your roll to count, then...
Then I'm fine. I'm fine.
Okay.
You
You sure? Because you rolled pretty well.
I have discipline.
The horrors of trying to maybe roll 6 dice per character and having, like, 10 characters.
I know, right? Well done, though. Okay. All right. Now you're rolling against 6s because I rolled 6 for the darkness and for the concealment of the ash cloud. So you need 7s or better. And although I see a lot of 6s on this, I actually see no 7s. Which means terrible things are about to happen to you and your friends, Connor. I apologize.
Connor has a D6 speed?
Yes.
Wow,
Interesting.
I thought you were higher speed than that.
Okay.
Not yet.
In the race to keep up with Harmon, I just assumed you had a D12 speed.
All right.
No,
Although
that's the
you're
reason I was so slow in that fight.
okay, although your eyes are used to peering through the darkness of a forest of a wooded area, everything about your senses is thrown into chaos by these clouds of ash. We also didn't mention this. You guys only have, I think it was 4 goggles, or was it 6 goggles? Who bought the goggles? I think it was the
I
doctor.
did, and I believe it was 4.
Okay. I'm just assuming that those of you who are active human beings playing this game are using the goggles, but that doesn't have to be the case.
Oh, I already own my own pair of goggles. It's in my picture.
And I didn't because they were painted out to be bullshit, so I didn't buy them.
You didn't buy any, yeah. So you guys do
pointed
have
them out.
Well, no.
That you specifically pointed out that the moment any dust or shit hits the goggles, they get coated with it, and it's impossible to see anyway.
I may have mentioned that the effectiveness of the goggles comes into question in terms of what they will do for your visibility, but they will keep this horrible stuff out of your eyes.
The woman was selling pet rocks. Look, I'm not...
Anyway,
Fair enough.
still 4 of them, and I guess Anushka technically had a pair of goggles the entire time, which is great.
I mean, sure, why not?
So
It's
I
in the
guess,
picture.
Potter, here, take some goggles. Wait.
If we were in the first edition, she wouldn't, because I don't think she had goggles in Ironclaw V1. I'm gonna check
She
right
wasn't
now.
in first edition.
Yes, she was. Hold on. I'm fairly sure she
Oh, no,
was.
you're
I'm
right.
about to
She
prove
was
you
in
wrong.
first edition, my bad. But yeah, no, I've got goggles now.
Well, I have one question then.
I wear them like a Digimon character. Oh, this
Yes.
stuff in my
Well-
eyes.
One question while we're on the subject of dust and goggles and everything. Does the light do anything to push back against the dust storm?
No.
Alright.
The light is holding back the darkness, but the
I mean,
dust
the
is
okay.
okay.
thaumaturgic guarding light, not the
It
actual
keeps
light.
the ash off of winter.
But not the people within six... What was it? What's the good...
It's better on the
4
people
meters,
who are
not the people
closer.
in 4 meters?
It's only soft cover, so it's providing some cover from the ash, but not good enough to keep it from getting in your eyes.
Yeah.
If
we
you,
just-
if you hide behind a bush, you'll get less wet, but you'll still get wet when it rains.
What if we just turn around? I don't mean like turn around, walk away. I just mean turn around, like don't face the wind.
walk
Like, don't face
backwards
into it?
a forest with no path?
Perfect.
I mean, it's not like we have a bunch of guys in the front of us telling us it's safe.
Yeah, you guys
Literally
are
their
not.
whole purpose.
You guys are kind of at the edge of one of these clouds, and you're trying to skirt around it, so you're not in like the worst of it, but it is starting to irritate your eyes and your nose. And I think for Connor's group, it was also a little bit instrumental in hiding what it is that he just stumbled into. Which, speaking of that, so as you are trying to make a good time, Connor, you trip across something. At first you think it's a root, but then it twists and flails like a snake. It wraps itself around your leg, and you can feel a cold, piercing pain run up the nerve endings of your leg and into your body. You can hear the cries of your men behind you. They have all similarly been entangled by these strange vampiric vines that are obviously supernatural in nature. You begin hacking at them, and they come away easily enough under your sword strikes, but as you part them and you get the awful vines off of yourselves, you can see that there is still an awful black burn mark on your skin where they were left, and your leg is still tender where you put it down. And this is an injury. It's an injury for all in your group.
Oof, that's a lot of damage.
It is a lot of damage. It is a dangerous place. Okay. So yeah, what are you... we'll say Colette will run forward and help you guys get untangled, but it's quite clear that these guys are not looking too good. That these evil vines. Yeah, Colette is here. I can give her a token too, if you'd like, because she might be instrumental in a bit.
Well, she as a white. She practices white magic, so yes.
What is the other guy?
Securio,
what is he?
He's a gray fox. An old gray fox.
Yeah, but what's his career? What does he do for a living?
He's a noble. Probably also has a career die in merchant as well. I guess, is merchant even like a career? It's kind of standard.
Literally listed it as one of my careers in the opening of the session.
Okay. Well, there you go then. Okay, yeah, Coletta's going to rush forward and try to help you guys with that. All right, and as she is doing so, you can hear rustling in the distance. You know what? Also, I'm sorry, because this is even more mean to you, Connor, and your friends, but get the knocked down condition as well. This normally wouldn't matter, except, now we are throwing down. And as she's in the process of helping free these poor individuals, you can hear from the deep dark the sound of approaching figures that seem to have no care or they pay no heed to the underbrush. They make quite a lot of noise, and that's before you include their strange moans and howls.
Well, they must be putting on a show for us, so they must be angry. Undead usually get stealth as a species skill.
I guess to be fair, this was a successful ambush.
Yeah, we're this is gonna suck. Well, who wants to live forever?
Alright, I will only be ready for this.
I'll live forever if that's on the table.
That's true.
And I guess also Duncan McLeod.
Because they are stealthed, they're gonna show up kind of pretty close, just kind of on you guys. Where's my skulls at? Skull.
You know,
shit.
In hindsight, I did kind of finish the macro work right before the fight, but nobody would have a name.
Yeah, this is maybe not the
I mean,
the
you
time.
could still nickname each of the skeletons and zombies here. It's just,
We had a separate macro for monsters. Do you remember?
No, we didn't.
Yeah, would like apply like adjectives to them, like limping or ruddy.
Oh, right, we did. Huh.
Disgusting. Because I
You
remember.
found your next project thing.
I don't
Yeah.
remember where I had that, though.
I remember we did have it because I remember it was great. So instead of saying I shoot zombie number 2 or zombie number 3, you could say I shoot the limping zombie or I shoot the disgusting zombie.
Right, but did we have that in map tools, or did we have that in the next D&D next playtest thing that we did?
It was in map tools because we used it for Ironclaw. Castle Mortadegli.
Oh, see, we didn't do that one. That was the other group, I guess. But see, my problem is that I don't remember, and also I'm getting all of my information from my old map tools thing, so I don't.
Yeah, well, I have a macro. I assume it came from you.
Well, I mean, if you can just toss that macro back at me, I can recreate it here.
All right. I'll have to go through the archives.
Yeah, that'll work. Okay, so
I
We're
assume
doing-
everyone else should probably roll initiative in the back group at the very least.
Rope.
yes.
We always rope.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not like Harmon
Alright.
days where I had something important to do if I had focus.
Mhm.
This is all survival shit right back here.
What about Anushka? I'm guessing this dotted terrain is where all the brambles are.
No, this is actually the edge of the ash cloud.
Ooh, okay. So we just kind of like barely in it.
Yes.
Oh no, it changed your input again, didn't it?
Uh-oh.
Am I back?
You're back.
Yeah, I think
Good.
the cable's not going bad. Okay, but I have focus, so
Okay, so you guys have roaded. Anushka has focus. Drop that on there. My zombies are attacking first. They are descending on Pious Jacques, who is still struggling. He is knocked down, which means he cannot retreat. And I think his attacks are awkward until he gets up. I'll give him.
yeah. Well, wait, they had to advance on Jacques, right?
They did, but Jacques was also lying in a pile of vampiric vines.
Well, I have focus. I want to interrupt before, because you said Jacques is on the ground and he's about to be double teamed. I want to interrupt.
Okay, you could interrupt now then.
Should my characters have rolled initiative?
I want to interrupt before they get to him. Is that okay?
I'm gonna say no because of the extenuating circumstances and because they are stealthy.
That's fair. All right. Well, Jacques is on the ground. I'll just eat the bad footing penalty. Let's see. Oh, yeah, that's more than enough. All right. I will spend focus to sprint to here. You'll have to change my priority, I guess, to put me on top of Jacques.
Can do that. Hold on. To front.
I will go ahead. I get 3 actions, so I could guard.
Oh wait, if you're spending your focus to interrupt, you only have 1.
Oh, okay. You're absolutely right. But I will still do it. I will move to here because I can't let them tear him limb from limb.
Got it. They will just tear you limb from limb instead. They're perfectly happy with that as well.
Such is life.
Yes. But, this also gives you something to work with because you are, because you can counter or you can...
Yeah, no.
Well, actually, you're probably not... I don't know if your weapons are drawn.
Oh, my weapons are drawn, because if you have focus, you also have weapons drawn. I have the martial sword.
Nice. Okay, cool. So then you could do counters and stuff. I will say now that you're in the ash cloud again, that this is important because it makes it basically gives you very, very low visibility. So up to near range, they're going to have concealment of D8, I think. But
Okay.
you're wearing your goggles, so you're not technically blinded, which is good.
If they now 2 rules. If
Yes,
your target has concealment, you can't counter.
it's important.
So in other words, if you attack me from concealment, I can't counter.
What did I do here?
Just so you
I
know.
wrote all this down. There's a lot going on. There's like darkness. There's this
Right, no,
ash.
that's fine. You
So-
said they're concealed. I'm just letting you know. But I have echolocation, so I don't care.
I guess, yeah, the one thing that would get through all of this would be echolocation, so you
Yep.
might as well do that. So it just negates
Bring
the
it.
concealment. I like it.
You-
Okay.
Bring it. I can't stop you from attacking him, but I count as cover.
Gotcha. Okay. And just so that it's out, so you guys can keep me honest, this is what I have written down. So because it's night, it's dark in here, it's a dark wood. It's a D8 penalty up to near range. It's a D12 beyond for concealment, right?
Right.
If you have night vision, that drops these dice down a step.
If you have the quality of concealment, you cannot be countered.
Right. If you have the quality of concealment, you can't be countered.
Yep.
Observing in the ash cloud is a D12 penalty to sight and smell based observation, and a D12 concealment past near range in the ash cloud.
Right. You're saying the ash defeats light. We're done. Let's go. Let's bring it.
Yeah.
I've updated.
This is for my own
Winter's, I've updated Winter's light thing so y'all can see what the edge of his light is,
Cool. Okay, cool.
since it's now important to the fight for the darkness aspect.
There's another detail here which I'll remind you, it's kind of meta knowledge, but undead don't rely on sight. They can just sense
I know.
living creatures. So none
And
of these
for us.
affect
I'm a
them.
mystic necromancy. They can see
So
the
you
limit.
know, yes, so you know that. All right, so here we go. First attack on Anushka. What are these guys swinging? D8, D6 damage +1.
All right. First one is swinging at me.
Yes.
All right. Bring
With
it.
its fist, D8 plus D6, so I can copy this. All right, 5 high.
I counter. Take a whopping 3 points of damage.
Can you
You're
counter?
already hurt, so 4 points of damage.
Can you counter if they've got concealment?
I have echolocation.
Oh, right, because echolocation. Okay, good. All right, cool. 4 points of damage is a lot of damage. That's not bad at all. Okay. Blah. These guys are also have injury or hurt because
You
they
get to
are
soak.
undead. So I do get to soak. That's right. Here's a
Yeah,
D8 to soak.
I was wrong.
Two.
You get to soak.
Okay. So not dead, and they're immune to afraid, but hurt
But
and
you
injured.
are injured, right?
Yeah.
And
now we
really,
got-
okay. Now bring on the other one.
Yes. Or high. Uh-oh.
That one is actually going to hit me
Yes.
because I have
okay.
rolled like the ass.
All right. I did not include the D8 bonus for her pack tactics either. I'm gonna roll D8 for this one.
Your buddy's
Doesn't
really
matter.
Who cares?
Yeah. Okay, cool. So it's damage +1 critical. So it would be
That's
1 damage
crit.
just becomes
That's
2.
2 successes.
Yep.
That's not a good day to be Anushka. Let's see. Actually, before we soak that, I'm looking at my abilities here. I want to re-roll that. I have fencing replay. I can force you to re-roll that.
Okay.
So re-roll your attack.
You don't want to re-roll yours? You rolled 2s.
No, we both re-roll.
Oh, we both do. Okay. Yeah, cool.
It's a replay, which means we both
Replay.
re-roll.
Damn, that's even better.
Yeah, even better.
Okay.
So same result, 4 points.
Same result.
It is fate. So now I'll go ahead and soak the 4 points because my life sucks.
Zombies.
All right. So out of the, let's see, that was a 4 points. Out of the 4 points you inflict, I will soak 2 of them down to hurt and afraid. I will tap Invulnerable Hide, which allows me to reduce damage by 1. Actually, no, I'll take the hit. Never mind. I'll be hurt and afraid.
Okay.
So, I am hurt and afraid.
I just did that noise and my cat just looked at me like, what the fuck?
Okay, that's it.
Okay.
It's the end of my turn.
Excellent.
Or the end of
All
your
right. Well, it's the end of those zombies' turns,
Yeah.
but we got more zombies to play with here. So I'm taking down some of these cavaliers. It's happening. So let's see. Connor, to begin. Connor were attacking you. There's two on here swarming you. They're both going to guard, and this guy he moved, so he's not going to guard. So this dude is going to guard and attack, and he gets a bonus d8 against you for his buddy being there. Plus, so wow, 7, 6, and 7.
I shall parry.
Okay. Nice parry. Well done. And his friend is going to do the same thing, but take a d12 for his pack tactics.